It's all right. All right. Taking it live. All right. And I hit record already. We're good. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past live on Twitch at 8 p.m. every Monday night. I almost said Sunday night. I don't know why. Hey, I am your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm also here with the other head camp counselors. We have Miles, I Never Drink, Vine, Francis. Miles, how are you doing today, sir?
Good, man. I am ready to talk about a classic in a really slow-paced way.
Very nice. Next, we got Jake. I bid you welcome. Pinkston, sorry.
Thanks,
Jake.
man. That was the coolest quote you pulled from the entire movie. I really appreciate that.
My bad.
Why couldn't you give me like, would you like to know how I got these hairy palms?
Next, we got Jay. The blood is the life. McClintock. Jay, how are you doing, sir?
Just digging through the ditches and burning through the witches.
In the back of my Dracula. Next, we got David. To die, to be really dead, that must be glorious. Jessup, David, how are you, sir?
Why do you got to give me the suicide line?
My bad.
This cast just took a dark turn.
By the way, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great.
Oh my God! Really put the knife down. Put the knife down. Next, we got Raph. They're all crazy. Ramirez. Raph, how are you, sir?
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic.
Excellent.
Can't wait to hear how many times he fucked during this movie.
Oh, so many. And
sexy ass movie.
Finally, we have Javi. What a big bat. Byron. Javi, how are you doing, sir?
What's going on, fellas?
With your big ass bat dick. I know it's your bat dick. All right,
yeah,
guys.
my dick does fly, and it's like supersonic, and it uses echolocation to find the holes.
I imagine his testicles also are like the wings. That you
I was going to say, he stretches his sack out, and it can make it look like a bat wing.
Yeah, the veins are the exact structure of a bat skeleton.
Is it weird? Is it weird I'm getting hard right now? Is that weird?
No, because I'm right there with you, bro. We should cross swords.
That makes three of us.
All right, guys. We watched Dracula. Release date February 12th, 1931 in New York, and then February 14th everywhere else in the United States.
None of us were born.
Valentine's Day.
We watched. I fucked up. I watched the Bram Stoker's version, guys.
Oh shit! Did you really?
I am not even fucking playing.
Yes, I want to hear that review.
Whoa, and it was
Dracula here? Whoa, that's so weird.
Aren't we doing?
It was so
we're doing
good,
that.
though.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Are we
2
doing
months
that by itself?
Yes, 2 months. Yes.
Well, then, hey, then just do this. Watch this version when we watch the Bram Stoker version. Fucking other one.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And just hold on to your notes for that time. For that cast tip.
Oh, well, no, I'm still going through them.
Are we doing like we're doing Karloff, and then we're doing? Are we doing Lugosi?
We're doing
and then Lee.
Christopher Lee, and then we're doing Gary
Nielsen.
Olsen.
And then Nielsen.
If we're the setting of the bar, you can just watch whatever Dracula movie you want before this. I really am watching Dead and loving it at some point. And
then I'm doing Dracula, goddammit, and we're going to talk about it.
All right, running time 75 minutes, budget $341,000. The synopsis: the one that started them all, a powerful and ruthless vampire named Count Dracula, arrives in London to prey on young socialite women. Standing in the vampire's way is a group of concerned men and an enigmatic Dr. Abraham Van Helsing. All right, evidently he doesn't count as a man. So yeah, let's talk history with Dracula 1931. I'm sorry, Jake. I should have specified.
I was there on opening night.
You were there? David Jessup was there opening night. No, let's start with you, David. What
you could only see a night showing for some reason.
I was there.
The matinee.
So, David, what is your history with Universal monster movies? Like, what do you think?
Universal monster movies for me growing up, they were always they were only involved with Abbott and Costello. Like I have never seen the Universal monster movies on their own. For me growing up, they were always with Abbott and Costello, or they were in Scooby-Doo. So I've never viewed these movies as scary or anything like that. They've always just been fun and wacky. This is the first time I've ever seen this movie, and I know, guys, I'm the movie snob.
Really?
But I've never seen this movie, so I was very interested in seeing it. And what the fuck? I didn't realize it was a comedy. Fucking hey, dude, I was laughing. And here's the thing: I've seen Nosferatu. That still holds up as creepy. And I think what ruined it for me, though, is because I can't separate myself from the caricature that is Dracula, like the Count from Sesame Street. Like everything he did, I was laughing at, you know, because it's a caricature, you know. And so I wish I could do the whole Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and erase my history in cinema and watch this as somebody from 1931, because I'm sure it was terrifying to those people. But for me, watching it through 2022, you know, fucking horror movie fan eyes that has grown up with Count Chocula, you know, it was really hard to take it serious.
Which is weird because he's from Hungary, and the people in Hungary, when they saw the movie, they laughed also. They did not take it serious at all because they knew the accents. They're just like, it's whatever,
Gotcha.
you know?
Yeah.
So you must be
I mean,
Hungarian.
guys, when you saw the fucking little caterpillar coming out of the tiny coffin, wasn't that fucking hilarious?
I did
That was
clip
pretty
that
fucking
because I
funny.
was like, why did that happen? I didn't really
And the
understand.
bat on the string was just so
The giant
comical.
bat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
That was
just so
Hobby streaking
comical.
through the set.
And I
That
know
was-
I know you have to watch it through the eyes of 1931, and nothing like this had been done before. But it's just really hard, man.
Or you could have been pretty high too, man. There's a jump scare in there. No, I'm just playing.
I mean, listen, there were some great scenes, like in the beginning, the three wives, as they're kind of gliding through. There's some beautiful shots in this movie, you know. But man, and then the end gets so fucking disjointed. It's like,
Yeah.
and I watched a couple of videos on it, and apparently there was a legit director's cut that was supposed to be fucking amazing. But
Longer?
the producer was like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
but it was but because the ending is so disjointed and weird, and what the fuck happens to Lucy? Lucy's eating children, and then they're like, okay, she's done.
There's
No fucking Lucy.
the ending is literally 5 minutes for the third
Yeah,
act. It
and you
happens
don't see him get the
ridiculous.
steak. I mean, it's just. But I just okay. I'm gonna shut up now because I know I'm hoarding it. Just one quick thing. There is no soundtrack to it because back
That
then
killed it.
they were worried the audience wouldn't understand why music was playing.
Yep.
Well,
People were so stupid back then.
well, it was the very beginning of talkies too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like when you think about it, I think if you, I mean, when I was watching it, I could definitely look back because this isn't a caricature. This is the archetype, baby. This is this is where it all came from.
Well, it's become a caricature. That's the
Well, yeah.
problem.
So what I'm
You know.
saying is, back then, to have a movie without sound was revolutionary.
Yeah.
So,
But, like-
that in and of that self, that's what kind of made it special back then.
But let's
I know,
talk
but
about
even
that.
but even silent movies had soundtracks. They had like some weird dude on the piano on the side of the
Big-
No,
screen.
no,
Yeah, no.
silent movies were all
Yeah.
about soundtrack. That's what I was trying to
That's
tell
why they
you.
took it out. Is
Yeah.
to it set
okay.
itself apart.
We have
from-
words. We don't need music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All right.
that was to them. Like honestly, like having people talking in movie. That was the special effects of the time.
Yes.
That was 3D. That was CGI for back then. So, like I said, back then this was fucking world changing.
All right. Let's get to that in a minute. Let's go with Jake. What is your history with the Universal monsters in this movie that you didn't watch?
Once again, I watched the wrong obviously, I grew up with the Universal monsters, but in elementary school, there used to be these books that had just pictures and words of the Universal monsters. Like there was Wolfman.
There were
was
small
fucking
books.
Dracula. No, there were bigger, like fucking like 12-inch by 8-inch, and they had an orange binding on them.
Yes,
and it
I'm
was
looking
just
it
like
up right
all
now.
the Universal monsters. There was Creature of the Black Lagoon. I mean, it was fucking all of them. And I used to get those books all the time. And that's kind of how I fell in love with the Universal franchise. And then on top of that, they brought back all the monsters for the Monster Squad. I thought that was great. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I got really.
Which, by the way, I'm so glad doing this cast because I never saw Monster Squad and I never would have seen it, and that was so much fun.
Yeah, it's a great fucking
Good
flick.
movie.
That's a good bit of nostalgia.
All right, Miles. What's your history with the Universal monsters and Dracula?
So these guys covered a lot of the points I wanted to bring up, but basically for me, I kind of look at the Universal monsters and appreciate them in the same way I do a museum. Like I really appreciate what they did in like for movies in general, But I also, like David, I was introduced to the caricature. It's almost like if you met the clone of the clone in Multiplicity before you met the real Michael Keaton. Like,
what a fucking reference.
Right.
But I've also, this movie had going against it not only that, but also I'll admit, of the Universal monsters, as much as I appreciate them, I think Dracula is probably my least favorite. I generally don't have the appreciation for vampire stories specifically, or at least there's fewer of them that I enjoy. I know we've talked about it, but like I really love. Oh my god, I'm blanking. 80s movie, The Neighbor is a vampire.
Fright Night.
Oh,
Fright Night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fright Night. Like that's one of my favorite vampire portrayals. I enjoyed Buffy, when I was in middle school, that type of stuff. But of the Universal monsters, I would say vampires are generally my least favorite. And then in terms of like just appreciating these movies as they are, without music, just the exciting fact that we get words in a movie isn't really enough to hold me to the screen in 2022. I found myself deep diving on my phone a lot, looking up things like trivia and just various stuff about how they made the film. I love a lot of the art that was both in the film and inspired by the film. But the film itself, I can't say that I would actually be like, oh yeah, that's something I'm going to put on and chill to on a, stormy Saturday or whatever. I'm going to watch a slasher movie or something a little more exciting.
Yeah, I feel the exact opposite. I feel like this is a total background movie. But you're right, it is hard to hold your attention a little bit, especially 100 years later almost. So it is what it is. Jay, what's your history with Universal Monsters and Dracula?
My history is similar to Jake's, except what got me started in like Universal Monsters to general, and these books I think are even around when Jessup was in school. They're the How to Draw Monster books that you could also get from the library. And in those books they had to have been licensed by Universal because they had all the Universal monsters in there. So they had the Creature from Black Lagoon, they had Frankenstein, they had Frankenstein's Bride. They had, Dracula, all these guys. So my first introduction was in these stories, and I brought this book home, and then my parents kind of told me about it. And then, like, I would watch, like, these are the kind of movies that would always be on in the afternoons on Saturday or real late at night, and I get to watch it with my dad. So I definitely got a lot of the nostalgic for them. So I think that's why I was able to appreciate them. And then, of course, like, when Monster Squad came out, it was the perfect culmination of, like, what these movies were. So, yeah, I mean, I got a pretty good history with it.
Cool. Raph, how about you? You got a history with Universal Monsters and Dracula?
Well, I remember watching this one when I was really young, man, probably 7 or 8. My brother was really into watching black and white films, and this is one of the ones he watched on repeat, just like the character, I guess. But again, it's a very different movie when you're a little kid and you're watching it now. Again, I remember I didn't want to watch it when I was little. It was fine watching it this time. It could have probably been a 30-minute movie to me. A soundtrack would have made it a lot better. It was a lot of white noise, and that just drove me nuts.
You're right. There was a ton of white noise in it. It was crazy. But once again, I think it adds to the suspense of it. So, finally, Hobbs, what's your history with Dracula and the universe? None? All right, fair enough.
Right. Hold on. All right. Picture it. No, seriously, I got nothing for this one. Other than Universal Monsters, I'm with Miles. I kind of think I'm not a big fan of Dracula, man, because I think it's been overdone. He's the Wolverine of the universe. He's always getting rendition after rendition. Like, okay, we get it. He loves Jean Grey. He's crazy. He has no memory. Moving on. But I've always been a fan of the Mummy, even though he's a fucking useless, totally unscary character. There's no movie that you can make the Mummy scary.
Yeah, but
the Mummy in 1999 was
yeah,
pretty
the Mummy.
good. Yeah.
It was good, not scary. I didn't was shivering under my back. Oh my god, the Mummy's gonna get me. No.
Hey, have you seen Tales from the Dark Side, the movie?
No.
I think so.
That's like one of the best versions of a mummy that's scary ever.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Bubba Hotep?
I love Bubba Hotep.
Yes.
All right, my history is when I was a kid, I almost said because I have multiple personalities. When I was a kid, they had candy on Halloween. They had the Universal Monster stand-ups sell the candy. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. Probably around 1990 would be my guess. And so that was my introduction. The book that Jake was talking about was Chris Woodhouse books. Yes, and those books were in our library, and we used to get the Godzilla and the King Kong one over and over again. But my brother Mike would get Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy, etc., etc. And he got the Dracula book so many times he thought he was becoming a vampire, and my mom had to write a note to the school to request they not let him borrow the book anymore.
So he was like Nicolas Cage.
Your mom led a book burning.
Yes, 100%. No, just to not let the crazy kid who wants to bite his brother's neck.
Was your brother just like running around the front yard going, "I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!"
Dude, ADHD like a motherfucker and unmedicated. Just imagine what that was like.
Oh wow!
Oh Lord!
Yeah. So anyhow, I love Universal monster movies. I think in a lot of ways, a continuation of these would be Night of the Living Dead, even though it doesn't belong in that. It is like the final of the black and white horror movie done in the classical way, but also doing so many new things at the same time. And my introduction to horror in a lot of ways was Night of the Living Dead. My pre-introduction to horror in a light way was all the Universal stuff. So I would get those books and read those and be intrigued by the filmmaking aspect, because that's what those books talked a lot about. And like Jake said, they had big pictures that helped out too, because it would show dioramas and like behind the scenes pictures and stuff like that. So I would say Crestwood House is my introduction to Universal Monsters and just made me love them. And I'd love to collect the books, but they are fucking expensive as shit. I was just looking up the Godzilla one is $1,000.
What the fuck?
Yes, they're just very rare.
Any chance you could go back to your old school and steal it from that library?
I'm planning on it, man. This whole thing is just to heist it up. We're doing an Ocean's 11. You don't even know. It's happening.
For the first time, I agree in time travel. It's gonna make it happen.
It's gonna happen.
David Wensel, is that you? Haven't seen you the age of a dog.
No, I'm here to get a Godzilla book.
Each of us is gonna dress like one of the Universal monsters. I'm gonna be Dracula. You're gonna be the Mummy because you love it, and then we're gonna go in and take him out. You don't even know.
I want my book. It's about me.
We forgot to watch the trailer, so I love this style.
There were trailers back then?
Oh yeah. Well, that's not good. Come on.
There was just the poster on Bella. That's what we're gonna look at right now.
That looks like Oswald Cobblepot right there.
I'm gonna flip my shit if I hear "in a world."
I replay this city like a.
Hold on,
In Transylvania.
Difficulties. It's showing my messy desktop. I don't know. All right.
He looks like a really old drag queen.
He does.
Let me go back.
And the anal.
Whoa, that movie had anal in it? I think I watched the wrong version.
Best movie ever. I changed my mind.
One that doesn't change his voice.
Brian Cox with makeup.
All right, here we go. One name stands out of the
Epitome.
Fun fact, sound wasn't actually added to the movie until after the trailer had already come out.
A moment ago, I stumbled
By the way,
upon
can you read that dude right there is a giant pussy? Not Van Helsing.
Something
The other guy that
so
was like kind of like the
incredible.
love interest.
I mistrust
Harker?
my own
Yeah,
judgment.
such a pussy.
Yeah, I don't know why you're turning it up. There was no sound, right?
Yeah, this sound. Can you hear it?
Let's not hear it, but let's not hear it louder, guys.
Mention of the name
Look,
brings to
not
mind
only
things
am I
so
not
evil,
hearing them talking,
so
but I'm not hearing
fantastic,
piano.
so degrading. You wonder if it isn't all a dream, a nightmare.
I don't know. This is all.
Now I'm hearing it.
Here we
I
go.
can't see it.
Now I hear it, but I don't see it.
My
That is
You
a
can
super
only have one.
I almost
organized
like it better
destiny.
this way.
What
Just
the
imagine.
fuck?
No,
is
this
going
is
on?
no dream.
Ducky, don't let us see
This
behind the curtain, man. We
is
might have some secrets in
Dracula,
there.
the original
There we go.
terrifying story of a maniac and a man who lived after death, lived on human blood, took the form of a vampire bat, and lured innocent girls to a fate truly worse than death.
I like how they gave him a star at David also. Like,
He just touched your nip.
He opened the thing in his arm, and he made me drink.
Yeah, you did. I like that when the camera had to pan over because it didn't get his hand in the shot. You're like, oh fuck.
There we go. I've got major technical difficulties here. I got to figure this shit out. Fuck me sideways. All right, well, I figured it out and messed with this. Let's talk about the movie. So we talked about already the fact that this is a talkie and one of the first talkies that ever came out. The sound is interesting because like Raph said and Jay and David, they brought up, there's long periods of white noise. and there are long periods of white noise. But I think it adds to the sinisterness of it. But I could also see it being funny. Like, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And David was just saying that Jonathan Harkner, he's a pussy. He's a little bitch.
Such a pussy.
He's a little bitch, and he's just like, Mina. He says it 80 million times.
Van Helsing's fucking badass. That was okay. You got to tell me that George Lucas had to get some Jedi shit from Dracula, right? That whole Jedi mind trick, that's a Dracula.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I wrote something about that.
Raph like fell asleep mid-sentence, so the pencil just kind of like streamed off.
No, he
George
says your
Lucas.
will is strong. That's what he says. Your will is strong.
Yeah,
And I
that was-
was
yeah,
like, what
Jedi.
is that line after that?
Dracula Jedi.
I don't know why it is doing this. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the screen problem.
Oh, and then
what happened
had
to Jay?
Golem,
Where are you? He's fixing his light. So yeah, the movie itself, it's almost 100 years old. 1931, so what's that make it? 98, 91 years?
93.
Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know words. No, I'm already off. 99.
I'm going to say...
No, not even that. 89.
91, I'm
What
pretty
math
sure.
are you doing, Javi?
David,
Christ.
here's what you got to know about me. Me and Matt, we don't get along.
I
I
don't
can't
either, man.
math.
But
I
listen,
can't math.
It's 400 years old, guys.
I got to use two hands to count 1 + 1. That's how bad it is.
This is a 275-year-old movie.
I'm pretty sure this movie is a quarter of a century.
This is a documentary. This was going on in the 1400s.
Is it still going on today?
1800s.
This was made right after the invention of the Gutenberg printing press in 1491.
Hey, legit question: was Valentine? It released on February 14th. Was like Valentine's Day even invented that long ago? Like, I have no idea what the
That's a
history of
good question.
Valentine's Day.
Didn't Al
I
Capone
think it
invent
was, yeah.
Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I think so.
With the same Valentine's Day massacre?
I think it was a guy in a miner's suit with a fucking. What was
Yeah.
it?
Maybe he traveled back in time 50
Yeah.
years to 19. I don't know.
February
Was this-
14th, 496 AD is when it was invented. So yes, it was around.
Damn,
Valentine's Day?
Hallmark has been around a while,
Yeah.
dude.
They used to actually give human hearts as Valentines back then. It was insane.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I got my dick's
Sacrifices.
hard again.
I don't know. But this movie was groundbreaking. I think it's a masterpiece, and I maybe
Oh,
I
it
hold
is.
it in
Yes.
that
No, you're right. It is.
esteem because I like the classical movies. But that third act is literally 5 minutes long, and
Yeah,
it
they
is a
just rushed
bummer.
it.
But of course, you're not going to see the violence. You don't see them biting the actual neck. You don't see the puncture holes in the neck or the classic. You don't see the classic fangs. You don't see a lot of the
But
things.
it's just such a downer because they build up this. It's almost like how bummed I was at No Country for Old Men when you didn't get the confrontation at the end that you wanted between those three characters. So I felt the
They
same
literally
way,
just like walk away and nothing. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess we're done at Dracula's house
I mean,
now. Later.
there's a great confrontation, the two of them, the meeting of the minds. You have a strong will, and blah blah blah, and you're waiting for that confrontation at the end, and it's just like, I'm gonna kill him off screen, and then they're like, well, you gotta come with us, and then Helsing was like, no, I'm gonna hang out. The end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was he gonna fuck the corpse? What was going on?
He left for
What
a
he was-
second one.
Maybe he was looking for Lucy, and they was gonna fucking finally. I mean, that's what's so crazy is there was another Dracula out there, but they didn't save Prince back then.
Yeah, well, that's the truth. There was, like you said, there was a director's cut. They cut this one down tremendously, and there is a re-edit out there that people have been trying to work on to restore a lot of the footage that was lost. Todd Browning, the director of this, he was not happy with the cut of it. He wasn't even happy working on it, to be honest with you, because this started as a stage play, and they did like something like 296 performances of the stage play. And Bela Lugosi was known from the stage play. He played this, the guy who played Van Helsing, and the guy who played Dr. Seward, the doctor, Mina's father. They were all from the stage play. And so they had played these characters over and over and over again. So they had them down to a T. They knew what they were doing. And
I had read though that Bela Lugosi was the only one that was actually like excited to do it, and like everybody else at this point was kind of taking it as a joke, and like he was the only one that was like, no, this is like the highlight of my life. I want to make it last forever.
He was such a perfectionist as an actor. Like, he would be off stage trying to get in character, and he'd be walking up and down with his cape going, I am Dracula. I am Dracula. And he would be like screaming it to get in character. And he did take it very, very seriously. But everyone else, including the director who barely directed the movie, did not take it very serious at all.
And he still couldn't get it down.
He was in severe depression because he was best friends with Lon Chaney, who had just died. and he was also his alcoholism was spiking, and he absolutely hated what they had done to the script and what they had done to his vision. Like, he was furious.
Which is interesting because there's an alternate version of this, which I talked about. There's the Spanish version of this, which is actually 40 minutes longer, and it just adds a lot more talking scenes. Because
did you see Raph's eyes when you said that?
Well, yeah, I know, because we were talking about it earlier. Raph was like, "I hated this." I was like, "You should have watched the Spanish version. It's completely different."
Did you post the Spanish version?
I didn't know. I should have. I apologize. I'll put it out there if you guys want to watch it. But I clipped some of it, and
what's fucked up though is that the Spanish version, the American dubbed, because it was 1931, was super racist. Like, it was like, "Hey man, sometimes I'm going to bite you in the neck."
Was it Cheech and Chong's Dracula?
Yes, it was awful, guys.
Our Dracula's a little different.
Hey man, I want to suck your bong.
Dracula.
Well,
our Dracula can swim.
Oh, Jesus, Jay.
What do you mean? Now, you remember,
guys, I just got a text. We just got kicked off of Spotify.
There's this bit about Spider-Man where he goes, "Our Spider-Man's a little different. Our Spider-Man can fly." That was
I was gonna say he's not Blackula. I mean, you know,
Blackula would be fun to do.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I've seen Blackula. It's pretty fucking hot.
So yeah, the Spanish version, not only does it differ within the length, the cinematography differs, and I pulled some of that to clip it so you guys can see. There's just a lot of more steady cam shots and like going into the scene. Sometimes they're closer, like whenever Renfield goes upstairs and he has that interaction with Dracula where he offers him wine and meal and stuff.
Was there more light?
Closer. Less light, actually, in the Spanish version for some reason in that scene. And then the dresses that the women wear are more scantily clad in the Spanish version. So you can actually see some cleavage.
Yeah, put
and
that
the
on
way
right
that the Mina acts, like at the end in this version when she's like, "Mina, your eyes," and she's just giving him the old googly eyes, like creeping him out.
Yeah.
In the Spanish version, she is all over him.
Just starts sucking his dick.
She is, and you actually see her attack his neck, whereas in the English version you didn't. And I was telling Javi earlier, an interesting thing is in the Spanish version, the three brides of Dracula attack Renfield, because in the original script that's how it was written. But in the American version, Bela Lugosi actually attacks Renfield, and they didn't want him to do that because they didn't want the audience thinking that Dracula was gay. Yeah, isn't that fucking crazy?
Yep. Well, I do want to make a shout out to Renfield though. Like, he, I think, is the first archetype or the first stereotype of the white guy who doesn't know he's walking into a scary situation, because he was fucking given every warning. Like,
no,
"Hey,
I want to
wait
go.
a second. How did you go through those cobwebs? That's weird. Let me keep following you up these creepy stairs." Like, what the fuck?
Business
But
on my spindle.
I did love the actor because he got to play two really different characters. He played a stupid white guy who isn't afraid of anything, is really dumb, and then he got to play super hyper crazy guy.
He was amazing. Renfield's my favorite part of this movie.
That was Golem, yeah.
Dude, you were so right. He is Golem.
He is Golem.
The whole way.
God damn! Like, but I love him completely. Like everything about him. Good, Jake.
What I was gonna say, the one thing this movie does that even the Bram Stoker's one doesn't really do is this one really gives you the evolution of Renfield.
Yes.
Well, for that one, let's take it to the expert, Jake. what is that version of Renfield like?
I think Tom Waits killed it. I could have seen him as a perfect Two-Face in a DC movie.
But is it Renfield in that version? He's already crazy, right?
That's what I'm saying. There's no evolution. It's a full stop. You automatically see him. You don't get to see that evolution, because I actually thought at the beginning of this movie that was Jonathan Harker, because that kind of reminded me of the beginning of Bram Stoker's Dracula, where Keanu Reeves goes to visit him. Yeah. And then he calls him Renfield. And I was like, oh, okay. It's almost like, it was cool little twist.
I think the 90s version is more based on the novel, whereas this was based on the stage play. And
well, the 90s version, though, it talks about Vlad the Impaler, and the stage play had nothing to do with Vlad the Impaler.
I got nervous because you were pointing those scissors at me. Yeah, but this to get the movie rights to it, the widow of Bram Stoker wanted $200,000. Man, Stoker, I said it. Yeah. I know. Oh, Braun Stoker.
That's a lot of money back then, man.
Wanted $200,000, and Bela Lugosi was able to talk her down to 40,000, 60,000. It varies on what it was. And the only thing I can figure out is because he
fucked her.
He fucked her. That's what I thought, dude. He gave her the old Lugosi, you know. But here's the thing.
He gave her the Lugosi.
And Hobbit said this earlier. Bela Lugosi is sexy in this movie.
Bela Lugosi's a sexy man.
He is sexy in this movie, and he used it to his full advantage. He fucked off of this movie. He got so much.
Is he the reason that like now vampires are traditionally seen as like the sexy monster a lot of the time? I mean, like
the OG.
I thought this vampire was on the spectrum. I could not stand him.
Let's talk about it, Raph. What was it about his portrayal you didn't like?
Oh, well, at first I just didn't like. I couldn't see his teeth. It looked like he didn't have any fucking teeth. Like every time he opened his mouth, I'm like, where the fuck is his
Did you watch the censored version where they're not allowed to show that?
I don't know.
That was a big thing back in the 30s. You couldn't see anybody's orthodontics at all.
Yeah.
he did look a little meth.
Anything that came to a point was off limits.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is they don't show the fangs. They don't have those.
I never realized that.
Yeah, they don't. All the classic stuff that you think of Dracula comes from the sequels for the most part. The one thing that he does do though is he never blinks. He keeps his eyes open the entire time, and
like
that's
the autistics.
That's his hypnotic gaze. God, we are on Spotify, aren't we? Jesus.
You see when you slap the mirror away?
That sounds like the shittiest improv troupe name. All right, guys, we need a suggestion for the autistics.
Here comes a vamp.
We need a location, we need a famous person, and we need an emotion they cannot do. Come on, guys.
Especially with a mask on, it makes it even more difficult. Yeah, but I thought he was amazing. I thought he was hypnotic, and like I said, he did fuck based on this role. He used it, but he got typecast, and that's a problem. So did the actor who played Renfield. They both got typecast in the characters that they played in this movie because it was just so big. And so he did end up playing Dracula one more time, actual Dracula, in the Abbott and Costello Meet Dracula movie. And then
what about Plan 9 from Outer Space?
That doesn't count. They're all Dracula-ish characters.
Oh, you mean the actual Dracula?
The actual Dracula.
You're
He's
right.
only
They're just
once
vampires in other works, I think.
But he did play Frankenstein in one of the Frankenstein movies. So him and
was he still sexy?
Yeah, was he like the sexy Frankenstein?
Karloff
They're like,
is
hey, dude, you
Frankenstein.
can blink your eyes. It's okay to blink your eyes. No, I am Frankenstein.
Did it? Did other than Dracula and Renfield, did any of the other characters hit for you guys? Did Van Helsing work? He doesn't work for me in this movie.
Van Helsing worked for me, but dude, let's talk about the hottie. Was there Nina or Lena?
Nina.
No, the other one's the
Lucy.
hottie. What is it?
Who, Lucy?
L. I don't remember what her name.
Lucy
is.
and
Lucy.
Nina.
Yes,
I like,
thank you.
I like Nina. I like Nina. She
No,
was
Lucy. Lucy's
She was the ginger. Could you tell she was the ginger?
How there's no red. How the hell can you pull that
Oh,
out?
I could tell.
You could just tell the ginger,
could tell.
bro.
Yeah,
You can tell.
So he's right. She's a ginger in the Dracula that I love.
Yeah. Oh my God, Bela Lugosi's Frankenstein looks terrifying.
Oh, Bela Lugosi's Frankenstein is horrible.
And not in a good way. Not in a good way. It looks like he had a head injury and he's just in pain 24/7.
Yep.
I mean, look at that. Look at it. Oh!
It's like, that's not him. That's Phil Hartman. That's Phil Hartman.
Frankenstein the
I object.
Kind of looks like me.
Holy shit,
It really does.
Oh my God, it's Duck.
Now you know what you
You
are
have
for
two bolts in your
Halloween.
garage by chance?
It also
See if the game is
looks like
working.
young Frankenstein too. What's his face?
Peter Boyle.
Yeah, it looks like Peter Boyle.
We're not talking Frankenstein. Sorry, I was about to ask. Is that a
Back to
good
Frankenstein.
comedy based on the original Frankenstein?
Yes, it is.
Because Dracula Dead and Loving It is very much based upon this. Like it follows it almost scene by scene, excluding the Lucy getting fucking
Eating children.
yeah, that was shocking. And what happens to her? Like you said, she just disappears into the
Dude,
night.
they even
Better
did
than
that
before.
before Star Wars.
What's
Like
that?
the killing of children.
Oh my god.
Again,
was
I'm
that
telling you guys, this is the original Star Wars.
Yep.
Well, that Golem character also, when he was asking on the boat for blood, he was asking for kids' blood. He's like, "Can I get the little ones?" And I'm like, "Is he asking for fucking kids?"
Well, he was asking for
they
insects
are,
and stuff like
I mean,
that.
they're tastier. So I mean,
Oh my god.
According to Albert
Wait,
Fish, they are.
Guys,
We're off
veal
to
is more expensive for a reason.
Yeah, it is. It's
Veal does
softer.
sound really good.
Tender.
Fuck. Guys, did you know that whole boat scene was from a different movie?
Yes.
They just fucking
You
looked
can
at
tell.
No way.
It's the frame rate's completely different. That's always
Yeah.
driven me crazy.
I mean, it
because
looks like it was from a silent movie.
it was from a silent movie, yeah. And
Yeah,
that
it
has
was
always
crazy.
driven me crazy because it's the one portion of the movie that feels out of place to me. The rest of it, I can buy. I can buy the crappy bats on wires and looking like shit. I can buy Dracula with his hand out heading towards the woman. Like I'm on board for all of it. Even whenever Jonathan's like smacking at the bat, he's trying to punch the bat,
Yeah, it was
which
pretty
made me
funny.
laugh. It was
So
hysterical.
it was a lot of funny. Or
But
when
he
when the
is
maid
bad.
faints.
I think
When
Nina
the-
is
when the-
really bad in this. I think
I
Lucy's
love
hot.
Nina, man.
I don't know why.
I think mostly because she's not wearing a bra. And I'm just like,
That's almost 100-year-old
Yeah, I
titties.
have a
good
note for
sir.
that also. Winona Ryder. Yeah, I would.
Perfect.
oh, by the way, Jay, this is obviously only for you. So here is the vampire from
Oh yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola's version.
That looks like the one from the extended version that I watched today.
Yeah. you guys remember this? Jay
There's a
remembers
really
it.
good scene whenever it turns into rats, and I was like,
Yes.
"Holy shit!" That man bat from the Batman comics turned into a rat.
I also
thing.
liked it when in the movie when they obviously couldn't do the special effects. They're like, "What is that? Oh, it's a real scary dog-like creature. Where? Over there."
Yeah.
The audience see? No. we don't want to show
It's
it.
the genius way of creating the scene in the mind. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even when he walks through the webs, he doesn't. It's a cut. Like Bela Lugosi walks up, it cuts to Renfield, then it cuts back, and he's on the other side of the webs. You got to use what you got at the time. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I mean, it is. There's a reason why it's in the United States, archives or something. It's one of the most important films in cinema history. So you got to respect it. But man, it's really hard to watch without laughing. You know, there's so many unnatural, like funny parts that were not supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
It's like, would you like some old wine?
It's definitely not scary. Oh God, I love that part though, dude. I love that line. I say it all the time. I was like, I never drink wine. Like
But-
it's so fucking quotable. His Hungarian accent makes that character so unique
Bad.
and hypnotizing.
One movie,
I,
two movies,
yeah, but that's the
three
thing is
movies.
without that
Ah.
reverse, like he was seductive back in the day. He was the man's man. Like he stood for all of that. And like when the
Do you
women are
think
talking
when
about
he
it,
was doing this role and he was getting all that pussy, do you think he was like, man, one day there's gonna be a puppet on a kid's show. It's gonna sound just like me, and they're gonna make it serial.
yes,
With my-
because
Maybe
he
after
is
like
filming
design.
and doing a bunch of
Yeah,
code.
that's how he sealed the deal with the puss. He was like, "What's up, girl?
he
You want
did
some
the
of this?" I don't
counting
think
when he
so.
was fucking. He would
Yeah, I
go
know,
one
yeah.
thrusty, two thrusty, three thrusty.
How many orgasms
Oh,
would you like
okay.
me to give you?
We have to. I lost count. We have to start over.
So I have a serious question. So
Three
my-
fingers in my ass.
trying to say ask a serious question.
Go ahead, David. Ask your serious
Three
question.
fingers. One in the pink. Two in the So one of the weird things about this is, of course, it's one of the first talkies, so the acting is very odd. But my question is this: so like my all-time favorite film was Alien, 1979. Do you think
No.
90 years from now, what's okay? Who's the math person? Because it's not me and
It's
Avi.
91 years.
What's 91 years? What's
It'll literally be
1979
91
plus
years next week. So
Okay, but what's 1979 plus 91 years? What
it's
year
gonna
is
be
that?
2070.
2050.
Okay, so in 2070, a bunch
right?
of idiots,
I don't know.
like us. Yeah.
I like how you said it with the
Yeah.
most confidence ever, and then
Yeah.
asked, "Is it right?"
Am I right?
I thought I saw Ducky calculating, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I
It's
don't know
not-
if
it's-
I checked on that.
70,
it?
90? Yeah, no, it's 2070. Yeah, you're right. All
Okay,
right, so a bunch of
so-
idiots like us are
Yeah,
doing a
a bunch of
podcast.
idiots like us are in
Wow.
metaverse, right? They're in the metaverse. They're doing a podcast, and they're reviewing Alien from '79.
2079.
Yeah, 2079. Are they shitting on it like us? Like, oh my god, it's acting by Sigourney Weaver. That is
Well, it depends if we
awful.
have aliens then. So if there's aliens and we know what they look like, then yeah.
we'll be
And they
fucking
don't
dead by
even look like
2070.
that.
Oh my God.
Whatever
They
we
don't
figure
even look
is
like
talking
that.
in movies, maybe that'll come into play.
Have y'all seen this one right here? This is
Or,
a
or,
good
they'll, or they'll be like,
alien
did you
movie.
see how they portrayed the xenomorph? That was mean. He had no lines. And he was on screen for 7
They had
minutes.
no
and
right.
the movie was literally called Alien. That's offensive.
We're going to be so woke. Our children's children are going to be half alien creatures, so you can't say jack shit.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's all in the metaverse. And what is the next form of podcast? We'll see.
The
They'll have their
hateful
own fucking.
propaganda
So
that
are you
put out
telling
about
me that
aliens.
there's a chance that people in this group are going to be having sex with aliens from outer
Yes,
space?
especially
Fuck
you.
yes.
You are the
Fuck
number one.
yes. All day.
Because they
All
got
day.
asses like Station from Bill and Ted 2.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
You're in.
What if they
Okay.
looked like Station from Bill and Ted?
Still
still
in.
wouldn't
Bobby's
care.
on it.
I
What
still
if
would
they
do
were?
it.
As long as he gets to do
If they were, then so
fine.
be it. Then they're getting this somewhere on
What
their
if they're
body.
what if they're crab people?
They're getting the
Still.
big back.
Still,
Bobby already has crabs, so he's fine.
like I love Futurama. I've always like wanted to have it like we're fresh with Dr. Zoidberg. So bam, I'll still live up to that.
Ooh, yes, Harvard.
Bobby, do you watch District 9 and be like, let's see
the
what
prawns.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, let's see where this goes.
All right, guys. Anything else about Dracula, though? Like, I think it personally is a masterpiece. I understand what everyone else is saying, though. It is slow paced. It's very slow paced. For an hour and 16 minutes, it takes its fucking time.
I do think that I see a lot of influences in a lot of movies that came after this.
Oh,
I think this set
Yeah, for sure.
a lot of trends for a lot of future movies and how movies were made.
I will
As a
say,
kid growing up, even like all the shows that I like, David mentioned Scooby-Doo, but I mean, even watching tales like Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps that have heavy nods towards this character.
Yeah.
And also as a kid, I remember going to like Universal Studios and seeing Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review, where it's like all the Universal monsters jamming out, playing classic music that's like the lyrics has been changed to be about them. That
sounds
stuff.
amazing.
It's awesome. It's a fucking
really
it's a
cool.
really, really cool show. It's ridiculous, but it can't be ridiculous unless you have something with like that much foundation for that to build on it.
And isn't Dracula the most used storyline in cinema history? Like more movies have been made about a vampire than any other genre, than any other style in the history of cinema.
I think you're right. And other than maybe zombies might be up there on par with it. But I want to piggyback on what Tail said. Universal Studios also does Bill and Ted Halloween adventure every
Did
year.
you just call Miles Tail?
Yeah, I think I did call Tails.
Tell her.
Catch me in my new movie,
I don't know.
Sonic 2. Coming to theaters.
Did I?
I think you did.
I think I did
Yeah,
because
you
I'm
did.
such a video game person.
You
Miles
Tails like miles per hour.
Because
Miles
per hour, yeah.
man.
I think I did call
Yeah.
Yes. Sure.
I'm
You're
sorry,
the
Miles.
perfect
I don't know.
Growing up fat when that game was popular is a bad time for me as a child. But, it's cool. Thanks for bringing it up.
I'm so sorry,
That's
my
the
bad.
real horror of this podcast, is I just flashback to all my
Oh,
bullying.
my God, dude. So anyhow, Tails was right about that, and they had the Bill and Ted 2 Halloween nights, and if you want to waste an afternoon on YouTube watching some fun shit, watch that, because they have every year posted on YouTube, and it's a fun like
shit.
variety show. It's pretty cool.
Well, I've
It's a
been
great
watching
show.
documentaries on Vietnam, so I'll switch over and watch that.
Yeah. I think just for your own sanity. No, stay with
Yeah.
Vietnam.
It kills just in a different way.
I'm so sorry
Right.
again, dude. I can't, my brain just popped. All right, guys, let's go down. Recommend it. Miles, I almost said Tails again. Miles, can you recommend this movie?
I recommend just watching the sexiest Winona Ryder scenes from the version that Jake watched.
I've never found her sexy. I just don't get it. Except for when she
Oh,
was acting
dude,
crazy in the
so
first
hot.
first season of Stranger Things when she was crazy. I was like, that's
She
kind of
makes
hot.
Alien 3 worth
Wow.
watching, bro. Like,
Have you seen my werewolf?
Dude,
Yeah, you're right,
She was
you're
my
right, it's
first. She was my first goth crush when I saw her. in
Lydia
Beetlejuice.
Dietz.
When I saw her in
Lydia Dietz,
Beetlejuice,
yeah.
I was like, I think this is what,
Dude.
because I lived in a small town in Florida. I didn't know what goth girls were. And I saw that and I was like, oh, they're into poetry? And they wear all dark black stuff? I like them.
Yep. Jake, how about you? Do you recommend Bram Stoker's
Yeah, this was really good. I got a couple of notes here.
Gary Oldman owns the movie, man.
Yeah, he does. He does like an infinite amount of costumes in it. It's really cool. He's got cool armor at the beginning of it. Reminds me of Kroll and the Cell.
Armor? Yeah, the armor was really. Yeah, the Cell too.
There's a cool shot of her falling, but she's not falling. It's like she's being pulled. Anthony Hopkins.
The puppets. Remember that puppet scene?
Anthony Hopkins. David, you're throwing me off here.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if this is supposed to be canon in the movie or not, but Anthony Hopkins has dual roles. He plays one of the priests at the beginning. I don't know if you noticed this or not. Some of the worst accents ever. The trainer with the text is great. There's hair on Dracula's palms, more like Dracula. Am I right?
All right. That's it. Yeah, we're gonna get to the movie in 2 months.
Dracula says he'll never. He will love once again, and he tells the ladies to stay off of Keanu Reeves. He's his. And then Keanu Reeves is like, "Oh no, Dracula's gonna fuck me." And then he has the balls to write a letter saying, "Ever faithful, you're Jonathan." At the end, we know he just got.
And then when Dracula kills him,
I've got way more. I'm sorry.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. You'll be prepared.
Now you know what I went through when everyone was watching the fucking the Christmas movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, and I ended up watching Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 like a fucking chump.
You said it yourself.
Did you just call Jake a chump?
I don't feel like that at all, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Did you just call Jake a
this
chump?
Movie.
All right, David.
I think I chose the superior version. So.
Yeah, you did.
David, do you recommend it?
Yeah, I would watch it on like times 2 or 3 speed and just really fast. And then when you're done, go watch Freaks. Because that's a fucking movie.
That movie's so fucked up, bro.
Same director, right?
Yeah, same director.
Freaks is great.
Yeah, watch Freaks and then watch Nosferatu.
We accept the one of us. Google gobble. Google gobble.
Google gobble.
One of us.
Again, I'm getting hard. It's so weird.
Oh, dude,
It's so weird. Come on, guys. Jay, do you recommend it?
Is it the party?
Yeah.
Jay, do you recommend?
Yeah, it's fun.
Simple to the point.
That's a solid recommend from Jay.
Yeah.
That's the William Sonamo version of it's bad. Will can never say it's a bad movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Fun movie.
I save those for your movies, Javi.
Damn, that's rough.
It's coming up soon. Raph, do you recommend it? Oh God, do you recommend it?
No.
Before I tell you I don't recommend it, I just wanted to say one thing. There was a scene where the 2 nurses were looking at each other, and the guy's like, "It looks like we're the only 2 sane people here."
Oh yes.
But sometimes I have my doubts about you, and he just walks away staring at that
dude. I straight laughed out loud. I was like, "Oh shit!"
I had to stop it. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was so.
But
funny.
no, don't watch.
What was that accent he was doing too? He had a weird accent.
Irish,
I think he was like Scottish, Irish. Yeah.
It was both. It was Irish.
Oh,
so it was the
innkeeper couldn't say Dracula. That shit was funny too.
Javi, do you recommend it?
Of course, I'm gonna recommend this movie.
Right,
But yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna make anybody watch it. I'm not gonna heavily suggest somebody watch it. I'll just you should watch it, and I'll just walk away.
Right.
And that's it.
He does have like an elaborate Clockwork Orange setup going on somewhere. Like, you watch this movie now.
Watch this movie.
And I'm going to recommend it. I'm going to recommend it. I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's the beginning of horror in a lot of ways. And I think it's fucking awesome. And I'm going to say watch it once in your lifetime at least, or watch it every Halloween. Put it on in the background.
Definitely don't
Put
do
it on
that.
a projector while you give out candy to the kids. And they'll be like, what the fuck is that? And
Hey,
like, don't worry, you'll
I'm
never
glad
watch
I
it.
watched it.
I agree with that recommendation, Ducky, about putting it on like a projector for like ambiance at like even at like a Halloween party or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, while you're doing mushrooms and DMT.
Hell yeah, dude.
Jake, what were you going to say? You had your hand up.
I was gonna ask it. Well, why did y'all start with Nosferatu?
I
I
don't want to do 5 months of Dracula. I think 3 months is enough. I think starting with a silent film that's going to be difficult. But I will recommend Nosferatu. Plus, it's only 30 minutes long.
Well, how about the Shadow of the Vampire?
William
the movie.
Dafoe.
Yeah, the movie about me. Eddie Izzard's
John
in it.
Malkovich.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I once downloaded that movie and got a virus. Anyhow.
That's what she said. Am I right, guys?
Oh, we didn't talk about that. The vampire is an allegory for the STD. We forgot to totally talk about that, but everyone knows.
Yeah,
whatever.
Anthony Hopkins had a great STD. It was clutch. Something about civilization and civilization. I don't.
All right, let's get
This is why you shouldn't have sex with monkeys. Because it's pain.
All right, I'm going to have to do this for clips because that is screwing up. So let me make sure that looks okay on the screen. All right.
Hey, girls.
Can you guys see? All right. Falling.
Whatever you do, don't fuck it up.
Falling.
Harvey Firestein. Take it back to the guy.
I say, driver, a bit slower.
Get that bitch off me.
Must reach the inn before sundown.
Dracula
We're
is
going like
scary.
5 miles an hour.
Whose carriage? Count Dracula's.
Ooh.
Dracula's.
Right here.
Yes.
Dracula.
All right, can you pause it right there? Like, go back to that guy.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like what was going on in his head was I don't know what to do with my right hand.
So, let me ask you this.
You know what I'm looking at the judge like, what do I do with this hand?
Somebody give me another bottle. I'm lost here.
Can I get a plate or a rock or something to hold?
I would love to see a shot-for-shot remake of this as a play, like just like the movie, as a play, but they do it like the acting just like this because I think it would be fucking hilarious.
Yes.
The hand doesn't move though.
Bee casket, thank you.
Bee casket. I don't know why there's a bee casket.
It's so little.
Why does it have
That
so
shit is
little?
badass.
That's a little bit cute though. He probably saw that on Pinterest.
All right, look how cool this is. Spanish Dracula, when he shows up, it's so much more epic.
Okay, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do a Teach and Chong bit.
Hey, man.
Wait. Like, let's look at that. Let's look at that Dracula.
Okay.
Is it not the same Dracula?
No.
Holy shit.
Oh.
We'll have a close-up of him in a second.
It almost okay. So the Sesame Street Dracula almost seems like he's modeled more after this one.
Yeah.
It really does.
It was really fucking sleepy in there.
See, I can laugh at it, and I'm not racist. But if I do it, I'm racist.
You already done it twice.
No, that was Raph. That was.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's an audio.
Yeah.
There's no video to prove otherwise. Meet Dracula.
I'm really afraid of getting canceled.
Dracula.
Dracula.
I bid you welcome.
Meet Spanish Dracula, completely different introduction.
¿Cómo estás, puñeta? Vente a mi casa, yo soy Dracula.
He's like, hey, you got any more of that shit?
Mira, yo necesito más mota.
So the Spanish Dracula looks quite a bit different, and his eyes are always open also. So.
My name is Jeff.
Look,
He's got a thyroid condition.
Children of the Night.
He looks strong the fuck out.
How could you imagine Michael Caine as
Listen to
fucking
them.
Dracula?
I'm Dracula.
Children of the
No, I can't
night.
do Michael Caine for nothing.
You came
What
up here to my
music,
torture
baby.
chamber.
Master Wayne. Fuck, wrong movie.
You came to my house, Van Helsing.
Walk through webs.
Perfect.
Let me do a little cut there. Oh. Terrifying.
Well, how they do that?
It was cement, believe it or not.
That's the
That
most
spider
realistic
was
spider.
cement. I
Spiders
know, right?
using his web for the unwary fly. The blood is the life, Mr. Red.
Now I can't take it seriously. Now that you guys have pointed out how fucking hilarious it is.
Because it's so over the top.
I never drink wine.
Right.
This is
Bro.
very old.
Leslie Nielsen does a better Bela Lugosi Dracula than Bela Lugosi did Dracula.
Can we also point out? Can we also point out this movie was made during the worst economic time in American history?
Yeah. Yep.
I hope.
But can we go back to when he was picking up that bottle of wine?
Yes, because they made movies like this.
Yeah.
Is
Like, it's
very.
It was like he didn't know where it was. He was still trying to look cool.
For real, yeah.
old.
Like,
Why?
Very old.
I hope.
dude, he's working
will
so hard on
like
those peripherals right now.
Aren't you drinking? I never drink.
Nah,
Why?
nigga, that shit ain't good. That shit old, bro. There's no fridges around here. You didn't even hear a pop when he pulled the cord.
But no, I'm good, blood. I'm good.
You will see that I get lives. Not human lives.
He was the best part.
What is that noise in the background? It's like somebody spinning a cat.
Yeah, somebody's punching a cat in the stomach off screen.
I'll be loyal.
Does sound like a cat.
They
It's
did.
the wind. If you remember the boat scene, like
Yeah.
everything was flipping.
Yeah.
It was the wind.
And they were spinning cats on the top
On the
deck.
side. Yeah.
Renfield
that
is
shit was
crazy.
hilarious.
Wise man.
Dude,
Look at his
I'm not gonna
eyes.
lie. That's exactly what it
Why,
sounds
the
like when I
man's
hit
gone
climax.
crazy.
If you had a mirror, you'd probably notice that he looks like that too.
I probably do.
Spanish Renfield is crazy. This
Okay,
is my
Rob,
last
you're
one.
up.
Here we go.
Dios mío! ¡Es un vampiro!
¿Qué pasó? Déjenme salir.
Este pendejo es muy loco.
Introductions.
Mina.
Count Dracula.
Miss
What's up, baby?
Weston.
Come,
How do you do?
Oh, man.
And,
She's the friend who does that thing that Dracula likes.
Yeah, you know, with the tongue.
Oh.
How do you
That
do?
guy looks like Stan Laurel.
To die speech.
To die. To be really dead. That must be glorious. There are far worse things waiting, man.
By the way, guys, I have
That-
a Lucy doll.
Do you really?
Yeah, right there.
Also, side
Hold
note,
on.
that's his first meeting, those two.
Holy shit.
And he was dropping that shit.
Yeah, but he's also a psychic, hypnotic, fucking. He can make people think whatever he wants.
I don't think
Just
he's
call
on the
him a Jedi.
spectrum.
Psychosomatic, so making
Yeah, there you go.
Dramatic.
I don't think he's on the spectrum. He's making too much eye contact.
That's what people on the spectrum like to do sometimes.
No,
Sometimes
they,
they'll stare at
they look away
like
or
an
they look at your
Asperger's
eyebrows.
person will just stare at you. If they got Asperger's, they like to stare at you and say like creepy things like this. Like they don't have a filter.
So I have Asperger's, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Fuck off, Copper.
Fog seems to be closing down a bit, sir.
Totally ignores them.
What?
That's the battery drop moment right there, guys.
Get away from me, you crazy asshole.
Renfield cries.
Oh, Martin, please. Here, give it to me now.
No, he's jerking him off.
Please.
Give it to me.
Don't throw my
That's
You know what that
right.
looked like? That looked like somebody healing somebody in Dead by Daylight.
Did.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Hey, so just real quick. Yep, there he is. Shut up, I'm trying to heal you. Don't mess up the skill check.
Martin, don't throw my spider away from me.
So real
Oh,
question,
spider go
guys.
out the window.
So Renfield was blamed for murdering all the people on the boat. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
And they put him in this sanitarium, but then let him walk freely.
They don't know how he gets out. I mean, but obviously they don't lock doors around there. So
Well, it sounds like
Mike
Dracula
Myers
let him
roommates.
out.
I like whoever said earlier, if you're familiar to Dracula, you can get out. Like, I think that's a good, you can do whatever you need to do.
Well, did you hear that nurse right there talk about the bars bending like they were cheese? So I'm assuming Dracula let him out.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Flies? Flies? Poor puny things.
Flies?
Who wants to eat flies? You do, ya loony. Nice
You do.
spiders.
I'm sorry, I just love Renfield so much. Nosferatu.
Gentlemen, we are dealing with the undead. Nosferatu. Yes, Nosferatu. The undead. The vampire.
Fake bat and paper. So this is an iconic scene where they don't know if the paper strapped to the lamp was supposed to be there. See that paper right there? There's rumors that was a piece of the script, and they taped it up on there, and they forgot to take it down when they did the shot, and they just said, fuck it.
Yeah,
I don't know what...
Starbucks coffee cup and Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Too expensive to reshoot.
Yeah, so...
They couldn't take it out in post.
Look, he's reading that paper right now.
He's like, what is it?
Walk slowly.
What is
Sorry, his
right?
note?
Let me see.
I will bite her neck after this.
That paper
Hold your hands like you're holding a little puppy.
What do these little half circle
Crazy
lines
Dracula over your bed. I can sleep with me now.
He looks like he's complaining about the prices at the Golden Corral. Why is it so expensive?
Was he in that steak fight the other night?
It's a supply chain.
They used
One
to have
bite
Clams
came into
Casino
office.
every night at the Golden Corral.
Supply chain.
Well, there's no more Clams Casino.
You know who didn't have $3 a gallon gas? Trump. That's
Oh, Jesus. Who made the latkes? Who overcooked these latkes? Jesus Christ.
Let's go, Brandon.
Ever since Corona started, we haven't had the chocolate fountain.
My question is, who said he looks like De Niro? That's
Yeah, he does.
I think Miles said that, or somebody.
Yeah, that's
He looks like De Niro in The Fockers.
Yes.
on the nose.
you.
I've got nipple soccer. Can you milk me?
I'm watching you, Van Helsing. Well, my eyes on you.
What could have caused them, Professor?
Count Dracula.
Oh, she said who it
A
was.
case of being a pussy.
I don't like him.
No.
Rivals meet.
Excuse me, Count Dracula, Professor Van Helsing.
What's up, Captain Nerd?
That would be great if you kept on showing that over and over again.
Most distinguished scientist, whose name we know.
There was a
Even in the
scene where he
wild.
bowed like 5 times. I counted it.
Transylvania.
Maybe we got the wrong autistic person in this. Maybe. Mirror.
I can imagine.
Why, John.
What a bitch.
His suit looks so itchy, doesn't it?
Very uncomfortable for sure.
Son of a bitch.
He's like,
For
oh,
one who has not lived even a single lifetime, you are a wise man, Van Helsing.
Nerd.
nerd alert.
We shall meet again very quickly, and you shall kill me off screen.
Renfield begs again.
By the way, what a kick-ass the staircase. Oh, I thought.
Oh yeah, no, we got there.
begging
We'll get
again.
there. I know what you're talking about.
No, Master. I
Get out of
wasn't
the
going
room.
to say anything.
His master's a plastic bat.
I told him
No,
nothing.
dude. This is like
I'm
the
lost.
archetype for the Joker, and he's afraid of the Batman.
I thought
Like
the
he-
same thing,
Oh,
dude.
that's
I actually thought
Yeah.
he looked like the guy from The Man That Laughs that the Joker's based
Yeah.
upon, but it's not the same
Joseph
actor.
Vite. No,
Yeah.
it's not him.
Hail to you, Master.
No shit.
Have you to do with Dracula? Dracula?
It's funny. It's a funny
It is
movie.
funny. You're right.
You look at me like,
never
I'm gonna touch
you
my
have like
penis
a-
now.
I know, where's the hand going? Put your hand back up here,
Boing.
Renfield.
Down.
Also, did you notice that Renfield was kind of the Newman of the show? It was always like, Renfield.
He
Oh, hello, Renfield.
Oh, hello,
He escaped
Renfield.
again.
Well,
Dracula.
he's
Not
far,
people.
he's far and away the most interesting character in this movie.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, he
It's
has
not
the-
even
he only-
close.
Yeah, he has the only arc.
Yummy, yummy.
I got sugar in my tummy.
What does
Does-
he do to her? Like,
I
know
think
that
he
they didn't
bites her
show it.
because later on, whenever he says she's crazy, she kind of looks like I am. Come to me.
Well, he's sucking her blood.
This
too.
is the stare off.
On me.
Yeah.
Come on me.
Okay. By the way, if they cut this scene in half, they could have had a better ending. This
Yeah,
scene
you're
went
right.
way too long.
Oh my
They're about
god.
to kiss.
They're
They
about
could
to
have
kiss,
cut
bro.
a whole lot of the other
This
parts.
whole thing, this is okay, guys. This is what started AIDS. I mean, I'm sorry.
This magic
Mom,
moment.
man.
There are definitely versions of this where they kiss. I'm just.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And
I've
What's
only
he
seen
said?
it 3
Peruvian
times.
version.
Yeah.
and I've seen them.
You're
Says
well.
what's his name?
You know,
Van
right now he
Helsing.
looks like a kid that's trying to be mean.
Look at that badass
Chill.
stance, Van Helsing.
Like
He
you
looks
can't
like
bully me.
Doesn't Van Helsing look like
That's
a
an old
gunslinger
man
right
stance,
there?
is what
He
that
he
is.
does. He looks
He
like,
looks like-
what's his face from the Mandalorian, the Bat Kane or Kane, whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay, you lost me.
Cat
there.
Yeah.
He looks
Cat
like he's
Bane.
both on offense and defense
He
at the
looks
same
like Cat
time. Is
Bane.
what I see.
Well,
Them
right there,
sh-
he was about to pull his weapon, Jay. If you
His
remember, it was that
weapon
little
is a
cross.
bat
Right?
can.
Yeah, he was like, "We're
That
gonna do
little
this."
cross.
Again,
Yeah.
it's Star Wars. It's fucking Star Wars.
In the
Them-
Spanish version, he pulled a switchblade. Fighting bat.
I thought you were gonna say lightsaber.
You better have clipped that.
Look at that! Did you see when he takes a swipe? He goes like he makes a noise that he swipes at it.
Yes?
I'll get in your head.
He looks like Napoleon Dynamite playing that game with the ball and the string,
Oh,
and he's trying to hit the tether ball. He's Napoleon Dynamite trying to hit the tether ball.
He's
Oh,
crazy. Here's your scene, Raph, that you said.
He's crazy.
Oh, this is my
They're
favorite scene.
all crazy. They're all crazy except you and me. Sometimes I have me doubts about you.
And she agrees.
Dude,
Yes.
right to her face.
Because he
That
pointed that gun
potent
at her.
stench of brain alcohol on his breath. Telling her that she's the crazy one.
He's about to shoot her in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had 2 shots in here, one for each of us.
He did sound like every character in that bar, the Slaughtered Lamb in American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Renfield is deadified. There's the staircase.
That had kept that
That's a
set,
good
that
badass
set for like
shot,
10
too.
years and used it in a shit ton of movies.
Yeah, dude, that's it. I think it's used in
It was
Frankenstein.
like fucking
Yes, the tower.
Arabian Nights.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I didn't know. I swear. Oh no, don't. Don't kill me.
He's gonna kill him
Let
with
me
his
live,
pointer
please.
finger.
Punish me, torture me, but let me
Spank me.
live. I
He
can't
just
die
pokes his
with all
eyes right
my
there.
my guns.
Doink.
All that blood on my
By the way, guys, that's Dracula's undoing because if he keeps Renfield alive, Renfield can keep away Van Helsing and that
You're
giant
right.
pussy guy because that old guy is very frail and the other guy's a giant pussy because his suit is so itchy. He's constantly itching himself.
He's uncomfortable.
So really, Dracula was his he was his own demise.
Look at this badass parkour scene. Parkour.
Boom! Right
Don't-
behind the
don't-
thing.
That's where the bed sheet is. Fall on
3
that.
stuntmen died performing that shit.
Dracula is dead, and you don't see shit. Just hear it. I kind of hate Van Helsing for killing him in such a shitty way.
Well, he's just making him climax right now.
Fucking movie.
Like, I want to make sure you come to death, Dracula.
Is she
Right.
coming right now?
There you go. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
He's killing her with the remote control for her vibrator that's clearly in there.
Oh, she got one of those eggs up there. Yeah. The stupid end.
We thought
Go ahead, Jay. What were you gonna say?
No, I just said vibrators in the 30s would be like the size of a Buick.
That's why she has that face on her. Yeah.
You gotta have a generator to start it.
There's just so much
Kill him
smoke
yet.
coming out of
Don't
her dress.
kill
They
him
think
yet.
that Cheech and Chong are there.
It looks like a pull start on him.
They got the mangler.
Man, just turn it on.
She's like so not turned on anymore. She's like, well, let's go have boring missionary sex
Yeah,
now
that's all they're getting.
The daylight.
at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, if you could have seen the look on
It's
his
the
face.
dumbest end ever.
nothing more to fear, Miss Mina. Dracula.
Can I get in on this?
No, you must go.
Give me a
But aren't you coming with
Beat
me?
it, nerd.
Presently. Come, John.
Oh, I gotta fuck this corpse.
Yeah.
Maybe just show me a tit.
Yeah, so that's Dracula, and that was a blast, guys. Thank you so much. Recommendations. I'm going to recommend, first of all, the better of the two movies, Frankenstein. Frankenstein released the same year, believe it or not.
The one with Neil Patrick Harris.
The one with Boris Karloff is.
By the way, is that the same font they used?
Yes, yeah, it's because it's
No
the
other
same,
fonts
you know.
were invented until the 1940s.
Yeah. When Valentine's Day was invented, they invented them. Yeah. So
Even love movies looked like horror fucking movies.
Yeah. I hope we get to Frankenstein at some point, and maybe do a trilogy of those again. That would be really cool because I'd like to watch.
Frankenstein, grab that ass, bro.
Oh, yeah, suck it.
Give me some head, motherfucker.
Next, I'm going to recommend The Monster Squad. Of course, we watched this already on the cast, and we talked about it, but God damn it.
Smash.
I think Jay said it best. He said might be the best version of Dracula. So I absolutely love this movie. I think it holds up. I think it's a great time, and I recommend that. And finally, I have a third one, Ed Wood. If you've never seen Ed Wood, you are missing
Ed
out.
Wood fucking slaps.
It is so good, and it's a story
His
about.
portrayal of Bela Lugosi is so good.
Yeah, who's it? Martin Landau. Yeah,
He got an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
Hey, he won an Oscar.
What a great
what?
movie too. Just about filmmaking. I love movies about filmmaking, and it's just so. I think Johnny
yeah, I
Depp's
remember.
amazing in it too. I forgot
you
Bill
say-
Murray was in it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Did I see what?
Jay, what did you say? He didn't win an Oscar for it?
No, he did. He totally won an Oscar.
Oh,
for
that's
it.
what I was saying. Yeah. Okay.
No, yeah, totally.
With that said, do you guys have any recommendations?
I do.
Yep.
What do you got?
Fright Night, both of them. They're both fucking awesome. And I don't mean Fright Night Part 2. I mean the original and the remake. I loved both of them. And Innocent Blood, fucking mafia vampires, dude. It's fucking awesome.
It's slapping. All right. Anyone else got a recommendation?
Yeah, I got Dust Till Dawn.
Oh God.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've got to get on
Two
watching that.
movies in one. Two movies in one.
That's a great one.
Yeah, we've got to watch that. That's going to be a great cast. Whenever we-
And then another cool one would be Vampire in Brooklyn.
I love
Yes.
Vampire in Brooklyn, dude.
Oh,
That's a
I
great
will
one.
murder whoever. If you do that cast, I will be
Please.
David Jessup. I will be playing the part of David Jessup.
So you'll
Hit
be
it in
the
95.
attractive, smart one. Okay.
Hated it in 95. Hated it today.
Oh, Near Dark.
Phenomenal. Near Dark, phenomenal.
Anyone
Oh,
else?
the 30 Days of Night is great.
Oh,
That's a
fuck
good
yes.
one.
Dude, 30 Days at Night is awesome.
Maybe we should do Vampire.
Once bitten.
Once
Jim
Bitten's
Carrey.
the shit.
I
Shit.
like the sequel twice.
Interview with the Vampire.
Oh shit! If we're
Yeah.
talking vampires,
White Snake. I
Midnight
get it.
Mass. Gotta watch Midnight
Oh,
Mass.
I just
haven't
watched
seen that
Midnight
one
Mass.
yet.
That was really
Fucking
good. Yeah,
great.
for sure.
Great
Then
vampire
list.
segue.
Thanks for ruining it for me. I didn't know it was about vampires.
How about
Spoiler.
Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah,
that was
that
a
was
good
great
one.
one.
With the vampire.
Yeah, I just said that, but whatever. I guess I'll just talk it over at this point.
Doesn't count.
Guys, has Happy said anything in a while? I haven't heard him.
No.
No.
I didn't hear
I think he's
anything
on
from
mute.
So
him.
we're
Something
doing
about
this.
anime. Hey, I'm surprised
came up-
Javi didn't say Vampire
Vampire
Hunter
Hunter
D.
D.
Yes, that's a no. I
Oh,
would agree. that
actually,
that's a
If
great
I want
one.
to do any type of vampire anime, it's most likely going to be Castlevania.
Castlevania.
It's a
is
good
shit.
one too. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll throw a
choice.
lighthearted one on that note. The 2012 Ninja Turtle series has some really great horror themed episodes. They fight somebody based on Freddy Krueger and based on Jason Voorhees.
Nice.
And they have an episode where they actually go. I think it's called like the Ninja Turtles and the Curse of Dracula or something.
You know
like
what's
that.
you
It's
know what's
fun.
so weird, Miles, is this entire cast, my dick's been getting hard until now. It actually went up. It went up inside my body cavity. It just like it ran away as you were talking. My
Sir,
dick
if
was
you hate on
hard,
the
and then it
Ninja
was
Turtles,
like- it was
that's
like-
just I feel sad for your joyless life.
I'm gonna piggyback
Buy
off of
some
Miles.
nunchucks and fucking have a good time, sir.
I'm gonna
They're
piggyback
legal
off
now in
Miles.
New York. So.
Have you ever seen Scooby Doo and the Ghoul School?
Hell yeah.
Hell
Yeah, where
yes.
all the
My
kids
dick's
are
hard now,
Universal
okay.
monster.
Back to heart.
If you like that, you'll enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles and the
I'm
Curse of
down.
Dracula, David. Don't knock it before you try it, my dude.
But I'm also with
Yeah,
Jake on
The
Once
last time they
Bitten.
said that, they were like, "Hey, you should go to Haiti and not wear a condom. Don't knock it before you try it." I'm like,
Don't
"What the
knock
fuck?"
before you try it. I would say Once Bitten was a sexual awakening movie for me. I had no fucking idea what was going on, and when she bit the buttons off, I didn't know what that meant. So I still don't know what it means. But yeah, what a fun movie. Anything else, guys? Any other events?
Blade. All the
Oh,
Blade.
just get Blade done, man. Blade's the shit. Come on.
They're bringing a new Blade, I think.
Yeah.
Mahershala
Ali.
Yeah.
That was, I think Blade has the
Good
coolest
choice.
vampire deaths in Blade 2 when they kind of turn into ashes.
Well,
Guillermo del Toro.
man.
Yeah.
That's where it's
Guillermo
at.
del
That's
Toro.
that movie.
We already did it, but Let the Right One In. That's a fucking
Yeah.
great vampire movie.
That was one of mine.
That was so
You
good.
said it earlier. Vampires
So
have been
good.
done over and over.
Yeah.
And over and
It is
over
the
again.
most one.
Let's bring some fucking Frankenstein to the light, man.
I think just Dracula alone, and this was 25 years ago, has been depicted on film 200 times, and that was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
So that and the Die Hard archetype of the a good guy trapped talking to a terrorist is probably the second
Dude.
most done.
David, you
style.
just
I think
came up-
zombies made a boom
That's
in
a-
like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
David,
A
you,
terrorist vampire?
you just
Yeah.
came up with the best movie ever. It's gonna be
Die Hard
Dracula
meets
meets
vampire.
Die Hard. Yes.
Yes.
Put them together
Van Helsing,
somehow.
Van Helsing's the Bruce Willis.
He's
And
crawling
then-
through. He's crawling through broken mirrors.
Just
instead of broken
Castlevania.
bottles.
John McClane is a descendant of Van Helsing.
Yeah,
It's
they
literally
made that
writing
movie.
itself.
It was
It's-
called Van Helsing.
Yeah, it's just Castlevania, which is the movie Van Helsing. That's exactly.
That's horrible.
Which is so bad.
It's
such a
got, you
bad
know
movie.
what? I am an apologist for that movie. I like it. It is.
Oh,
Which-
Underworld. I dug Underworld.
Underworld was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
Underworld.
15 of them.
Okay.
No, the
vampire
first one.
movies. Vampire movies.
Vampire.
Yeah.
You seen Lego
Vampire
Bram
movies.
Stoker's Dracula?
Banicula.
I'm actually gonna. Watching this made me want to watch Bram Stoker's Dracula.
We're going to
Francis
in
Ford
2
Coppola,
months.
yeah.
So next month.
Let's
we're
just
gonna
talk
do-
about it now. Let's get it over with.
We're gonna do
Yeah.
So next
I can
Yeah,
take,
I
I can take
agree.
new notes.
Let me ask
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
ready to do
save
work.
these. And I'm gonna add
New
more.
cast.
Since
Are you
Jacob,
Look.
Jacob just watched it. Let me ask you something, Jacob. If Ducky gave me the film, could I edit out Keanu Reeves and would it still work?
Yeah, put in
Yes.
Tom Cruise.
No, not put it
100%.
in somebody. Just take out that character.
And they're just talking to nobody.
Well,
No, just cut
Hey,
out Indiana.
how about this?
Indiana.
Oh, okay.
I'll meet you
you
halfway.
can cut out.
Okay.
You can cut out 80% of Keanu Reeves. You have to have him for key moments to make the plot relevant of what's going on.
Hey,
I have
What the
another
fuck
question.
Is, this
Is there any
shit?
way
Who's
we could
TikToking?
add 80% more Keanu Reeves to that movie before I watch it?
How about this? How about this?
And a
Take
laugh
out,
track.
we take out Jonathan Harker, but we put in total Johnny Utah.
Okay,
Johnny Utah.
Yeah,
Fucking in.
this movie works
And
all goddamn day.
Van Helsing. Van Helsing. Give me two.
I need
what
two
if we-
next. Bring me
What if
two.
we
Two
what
next.
if we add fucking what's his face, the new version of him in all the killer movies? Like
John Wick.
If we
Yeah.
add John Wick in there, then I think it's
Did you
one.
bite my
As long
dog?
as the vampire
Yeah.
doesn't suck the blood of a dog, I'm good
Did
with
you
it.
bite
Yeah.
my dog?
Well, guys,
It
You
writes
don't
it-
understand, Dracula. It was
guess-
John Wick's dog. Oh. Oh.
or make him Dracula, and he can say the line, "I'm guessing I'm Drac."
so guys, we're gonna watch House of Dracula next month, and then we're gonna end with Ram Stoker's Dracula the month
What
after.
the
that.
fuck
Ram
is House-
Stoker?
what is House of
Ooh,
Dracula?
Ram Stoker.
Yeah.
That Dracula's porn.
That's a
Stoker.
porn star.
Yeah.
name.
Wait,
House
not
of Dracula
Ham
is
Stroker.
Hammer
It's Ram
Films,
Dracula.
and
Oh, I love Hammer films.
yes, and I believe it was 50s for this one.
It was
might be
basically
60s.
Peter Cushing in every single movie.
It is Peter Cushing and it is Christopher Lee playing
Christopher Lee.
Van Helsing and Dracula. So that's what we're gonna
Hammer,
watch.
Hammer, dude,
I-
Hammer films. They were super gory back in the day.
There
man.
was like 7 of them we
Very.
could have chosen, and this one's the best one. I think it's the first one, so that's why we're gonna go with
awesome.
that.
I love Hammer.
I've
They
seen a
have
couple of
one.
them.
Don't they have one where Cushing is Dracula?
I don't know.
It's called.
No.
It's called
No,
A New
they
Hope.
no. Cushing plays Frankenstein.
Yes.
And his version of Frankenstein is terrifying. Like
Yeah.
his Dr. Frankenstein apparently is real terrifying.
Yeah, he made a bunch of different monsters and unleashed them. So,
Set the coordinates for Tatooine.
very nice. All right, guys. With that said, thank you so much for being here. Miles, tell them where they can find you on the internet.
You can follow me everywhere at Mr. Most Days Off, and you can check out my Simpsons podcast, the Best Darn Diddly Review Show. That's at Best Darn Diddly. And our next episode coming out is going to be the interview we just had with Al Jean, the showrunner of the show. So I'm pretty excited.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah. Renfield,
great.
aka David Jessup, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find my creepy art at Stop Motion Nightmares on Facebook, Children of Dave on Instagram, and I'll be performing at Viva's Lounge Burlesque show on February 19th called Cirque de Burlesque.
And you'll
So
be
come on out for
performing
that.
with Dracula himself. So
I will be wearing all black as usual, but I will not be taking off any clothes. I will be
It's
telling
a
jokes
strap
and doing
on.
improv. Shut up! Quit ruining it. You're gonna ruin it for my
Just
fans.
strap off,
This is
bro.
Dragula, not Dracula.
Dragula. Also, just so everyone knows, we were brought to you by Geekster, the dating and nerd app for geeks. So we have a sponsor now. So go download that on iOS and Android.
That's awesome,
It'll be
man.
linked in the description. You can check
Download
out.
it, and maybe we'll get some of that sweet sponsor.
We
money
ain't never getting sponsor
from
money.
Word
You know what's so
Renowned
great?
Dating at Geekster.
I
Actually-
am so happy.
If 3 people get married, then we get like $1. I think.
No,
Yeah,
we
that's
get-
pretty cool.
Javi,
We
Javi,
would
just
not
we
get
got
download
a
it so
dollar
you
to
find a
split
date,
between the
Javi.
7 of us.
Prima
Wait,
The
what?
cool thing is, I'm just happy that
the Lord of the Rings podcast. She knows
Yes.
That's cool, dude.
Check that out. And you can check out Camp/Horrorcast every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. We will probably not be doing a cast next week, so we'll probably be back in 2 weeks. We will let you know as soon as I know, but we'll figure that out because Valentine's
Hold
Day.
on, here's a good way. Jay, is Duck working next week?
No.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, problem
All you need
solved.
to know. All right. So with that said, keep horror in your heart. And guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for a fun cast. We're gonna try to raid Pronzo if it'll let us. Let's
We're
see.
gonna what, Pronzo?
We're gonna raid
What'd you
him.
just say?
Dude, they're not
Oh.
prawns like from District 9. You're
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
get
you can't fuck them. You
Still
know,
I
fucking
heard
prawns.
rape. That's what I heard.
raiding now.
Yeah, we're going to rape some prawns?
Whoa, all right, I'm leaving.
We're raping
was-
Pronzo.
It was